Welcome back, everybody. We are almost ready to go for the third match of the evening. To remind you, if you missed it and you have not been looking at the screen, I got you guys. Don't even stress about it. It is INTZ versus vitrioL. Mike, initial thoughts?
I'm looking forward to see good things from vitrioL. I've never really seen this roster played before. This is a tough test to start out the league, right?
For sure.
INTZ is a strong roster. I mean, KNG is the most well-known name on it, but the whole squad, top to bottom, is pretty well built. They've been competing in pro. I mean, this is a tough squad to draw as your first. So vitrioL is a wild card, but they're going to have to perform really well here to impress me.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this in kind of in our own time, but KNG is kind of like the noob crusher, right? Like when KNG smells you're inferior, his power, his strength, it magnifies by a million, right? So he's gonna be the raid boss, and I imagine the player to look for. But we're gonna go straight into in game, which I believe the pistol round's already underway. So action sooner than you might expect.
A lot of utility here from vitrioL. They're just going straight out monster, trying to get on the site, and they're going to annihilate the first. But cello is just here and tapping away with the pistol. Everybody's tip-tapping away with those USPs, and they will not even get out the monster tunnel before they are torn asunder. Pistol round lands firmly in the lap of INTZ. They're going to get this started much in the way that we expected. So it was already a tough road to travel, but vitrioL, it hasn't gotten any easier, and they're forcing. Okay. Forcing up right away. Deagle's up. Utility behind it. No armor on ISP, but everybody else has a little bit of shelter. We'll see what they can do with the hand cannons.
Hey, you can never knock it until you see it unfold, right? Pistol's armor against 4 SMGs, it could be doable. I do worry about the noob crusher though. KNG, he has he has that hog. He's already looking to farm up. So let's see how this unfolds. INTZ playing a bit. They're erring on the side of caution. I do respect the consistent play. They're not really kind of underestimating their opponent. They're playing this correctly. Man, I'm a little bit afraid for this bathroom setup. If they get overwhelmed here in the bathrooms, that might end weird.
It would be a bad situation for them as well, as they'd be giving up 2 guns, and that would really bolster the vitrioL offense. As time ticks away, they're starting to crunch in as well. I do like kind of the bait here. They've walked right past Zan, so his position's now nobody can bring out the SMG. He's lost his teammate though, and he's going to go down, tap down in the back. There's still 3 players up here, but that AUG is retrievable, I believe. Now Savage has it. Could do some damage with it as well. Yell's close up, and they don't check his position. A protracted aim battle, though, is going to give Savage an opportunity to drop another player. And Savage, he's still got some room to rumble. 35 seconds. Both players are grouped up here. He's trying to fake the rotation, but they're not fooled in the slightest. They're just going to stick around and hear any other footsteps. So Destiny and Yell just waiting for him with hungry maws. He's eventually going to have to round the corner, and the shot confirms what they already knew. Yell is going to swing at just the right moment. The SMGs, they recover. That was close, though. vitrioL, they exploited that bathroom setup exactly as you predicted, and they made it messy.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very expensive round for the inside. Luckily for them, vitrioL, I don't think they'll have the confidence to force up again, so it's just going to be upgraded pistols here at most. A bit of light armor to go along with that, considering they got a few kill bonuses, but should be another round here for INTZ. But man, they really have to make this one clean. They can't afford as many losses this time around.
The flip side is vitrioL's doing the classic, where they just buy just enough to limit them on the buy next. Forward position from Zand, who's already going to find the kill as they're just trying to round out towards Fountain. This Deagle from Aaron's Fury could be deadly, but they're not going to quite be tempted in. Zand may be holding W just a little bit too hard, and nearly gets punished for it. He manages to slip away. He's got utility to cover up his tracks as well. The flash will buy him space, Smokey more so. And as I say that, he goes back to the well. Savage, though, is found a kill with the Deagle. That's not quite retrievable yet, but it may be in a moment. There it is. AUG picked up 3 players, now quite low. But once again, vitrioL's keeping this messy. They're not getting out of this clean. Destiny and Zan both very susceptible to any gun that might come their direction. And considering how little came into this, this is not a bad early result.
Not bad at all. I mean, especially with that AUG in hand, right, for P2. This kid, as long as he works it, right, as long as he takes his time, kind of looks for these long-range engagements, that could end in his favor. He might have his first victim. Oh, just nice maneuvering there. cello repeats that. Wow, that is bold.
That is bold indeed. Wasn't expecting it at all. And that sort of wild card play catches him off. So now it's all just Aaron's Fury, who's got 30 seconds, knows where one player is, and he'll try and line up the Deagle shot. But Destiny's just a little bit quicker. That slight adjustment in positioning is enough to catch him off, make him hesitate for a split second. And INTZ, they do take the third. So now we should see guns across the board, and there's utility in the pocket of INTZ. They've got a little bit of money in reserve as well. But vitrioL, they need to make their mark on this server.
It has to start right here while the economy is susceptible for destruction. INTZ, though, going really aggressive right here, and they want fountain control, and they want to be up in their face, especially with those SMGs still on hand. But nothing found early, so I think they're just going to fall off this and try their luck in connector, where they might have their first unsuspecting victim who's carrying the bomb.
Why is he alone with the bomb right now? He's looking for one. He's going to be completely blindsided, and he's bomb-sided as well. It's gone. They're going to have to do so much to recover it. I have no idea why he had the C4. That just seems like a massive misplay, and maybe a little bit of nerves showing through for vitrioL, a little lack of experience. This is now INTZ's rounds for sure. They're going to be pushing back in towards connector, but Savage has to try and find a kill. It's all going to be up on timing. Yell just walks through the smoke, and he's not expecting it and drops him. And this was the round that INTZ needed. This is the clean round. Now they can build. They've got the full buy. They've had to invest barely anything. Didn't even really have to spend utility, seeing as they found the bomb instantly into the round. And vitrioL, they're going to be up to another pistol armor buy.
Yeah, this is the opportunity for INTZ now to run away with this half. Their economy is already looking strong, and not only that, but they're up against pistols and light armor, so it should be easy mowing here. And they have so much. Oh, they just sat on a grenade.
That's brutal. Somehow they're going to turn this into 2 kills towards the bathrooms. I don't know how they converted it, considering the health available to them. But Savage and Aaron's Fury once again are making this at least a little bit messy. Aaron's Fury could go back for an AK. Savage is certainly trying to remind him that it's there for him. But they've got a fast flank coming through the connector and 2 players on site to defend. Destiny is at least smoked out, so he's going to be bottled. They're just going to hop through. That's a gift. He's given a gift, and the gift is the bomb. Once again, drop the connector. And Savage, with the health he has, there's just no chance he's battling back. So for a moment, it looked like vitrioL might be able to do something. But once again, they just tossed that bomb carelessly into connector, and that's their undoing.
Mike, can we make some predictions here?
That feels mean.
Does it?
To be honest with you, it feels mean. There's little moments here, right? vitrioL look like they've got some skill, they've got some ideas. The problem is they keep doing silly things like putting the bomb into connector or just misplaying in the late round or in the mid round.
They have aim.
16-4.
They definitely have the crisp aim. It's just their positioning is always a little bit offbeat. Now the grenade is coming out, the counter here, and this landed really well. Pug just ate a second grenade right there. And P2 able to clear out Yell. That's a bit more space gain. Now Cello clear out a pit. There it is, that glimmer of hope. Let's see if they can convert this one. It's a 2 versus 2. Pretty even between both of these teams at the moment.
This is the best chance they've had in a long time for sure. The post plant affords them another aspect. It's almost like a third teammate to help them out, is that ticking bomb. It's going to be KG who's trying to round around. He has a pretty good idea that they might have gotten up towards graffiti and wants to clear. But a tight angle with the AK might be enough to catch him off. He's lightning quick with that off, though, but he's going to just peek a little too deep. Wasn't expecting Aaron's Fury that close, and that makes it very difficult indeed for Zand, who's just going to concede. He's going to fall off. They've got money, but he realizes it's a hopeless situation when he sees one. So he's just going to fade back, and vitrioL will pick up there first.
Hey,
all right, so I
sign
said
of life.
16-4, Roy. What you got?
I say like 16-5. Anywhere between 16-3 and 16-5.
You can't give a range. That's cheating.
Okay, fine.
That's copping out.
All right,
Give me a number.
16-5. If they win this round, I could see the 16-6.
Okay. I see you. Double op comes out, gonna make it very difficult indeed. Yell and KG picking up those guns. I mean, this is gonna be tough to overcome. There is an op on Icebox. We haven't really gotten to see him use it yet, so maybe he is the op god. He's gonna be playing completely solo with a big green gun, trying to pry a pick open towards the fountain. The rest of his compadres are over towards B instead. Gonna make some inroads, but it is a heavy CT defense and a quick rotation from KG as well. They're feeling this pressure. They're expecting the presence towards B, but vitrioL hasn't committed at all yet. Destiny's just locked into the boost. I kind of love that.
Yeah, he's really committed to that. Okay, so a little bit of a ruse happening. Some pressure towards the A side, trying to pull attention in that direction. Doesn't really seem like the Brazilian side's taking a bite, but that pick, that might apply a lot of pressure towards the A site. Now, it looks like vitrioL's already starting to kind of step their way forward, trying to make the advance, but it's going to be KNG.
KNG now might find more. There's the second as well. It's actually Yell to find the kill, so both ops chiming in, picking apart the defense, and they're ripping them to shreds. So despite the opening pick, the rotation is there, and the double op works to perfection.
Yeah, that was like ping pong.
Shredding vitrioL before they get a bomb.
And the pong was actually vitrioL players being hit by both paddles from Yell and KNG. One by one from both directions. That's rough. You gotta be able to shut down that double op setup. But I still haven't fully lost faith in vitrioL yet. And again, this is of course they're fighting a kind of a beast way above their level, right? They're in 2 divisions higher than what vitrioL's competing at right now. That's 2 classifications. So I just want to see sign of life. I want to see a potential, right? That's what I'm looking for here in these matchups.
But in a sense, that's such a great opportunity for vitrioL, really, to encounter this upper echelon of CS.
Agreed.
And measure themselves up against it, get that experience. So you love to see it in the Winners League, that opportunity for up-and-coming teams to really try and prove themselves and face off with the best. Zan's gonna have an opportunity here, but Aaron's Fury actually wins out the duel. The flash peek was good enough, and the spraying was even better. So now a man advantage once again for vitrioL, and the question is, can they convert this time? Icebox moving forward. KNG really got caught out, and he will on the second face as Pug takes the kill. No utility sailing in to confirm it, but he's getting a little bit too bold. Yell misses the shot, and that's going to be his undoing. Pug just keeps pushing forward, and he's finding more. The man has 3 on the round, and it's just Destiny. Who's wondering where his team's gone, and the money is not actually that great for INTZ.
Yes, this has to be a save. But man, not only was this a round win for vitrioL, but they actually denied the infamous 7-1, Mike.
The Brazilian scoreline.
Yeah. The mojo, it's disappearing. I still hold my prediction, though. 16-6.
I feel like it was 16-5 the last time you said that. You're saying 16-6?
Wait, now? I said if they won this round, it would be 16-6, remember?
Okay. All I'm saying is when you make preds and you have like little caveats in there, little asterisks, I don't know anymore.
My predictions are dynamic, like life.
Yeah, sure. That's how predicting works. Destiny's gonna stay alive here with the AUG. He finds 1 kill. That's just Pug, who's out hunting, who of course already had 3 on the round, wanted that 4K. But that's fine. They can throw away 1 rifle, considering the damage that they just did to the INTZ economy. And it's gonna be the force buy right back into it. They don't want to give any chance for them to get back.
Wait.
KNG?
Okay, he comes back. He comes back for it. I was gonna say, there's no way his entire team forces up and he stays with the USP and armor.
It's like, nah, guys. Bad idea.
Okay, so some of the structures being shown here by vitrioL. Good use of utility, but completely unawareness of the fact that they could be in water. And ISP gets caught from the side. Bit of a mistake, and that's going to cost them in such an important round. I mean, this was the potential comeback here for vitrioL on the line.
Oh, that hurts.
Might have just thrown that one away, but let's see. It's not over just yet. 4 players still stand for vitrioL, and they're relatively healthy, and they have a lot of utility in hand.
There's the jump peak. That's a lot of information gained. They weren't quite quick enough to punish it. He's looking for the second jump peak, but there's no chance they're going to do it. The jig is up. Instead, it's going to be pushed out of connector. Trade is good, but Zand is still here, and he's a threat. With a lot of bodies coming his way, however, and jumping in. Aaron's Fury doesn't expect him to be quite so close. And Zand's going to get 1 more even to tack on top. 3 in total before he's finally silenced. It's just Savage. 1v3. Has the bomb on his belt, but he's got 3 targets to find. 3 ripe heads to pluck, and a flank coming in. And slowly but surely, Destiny is going to push up that connector and try and find his exposed back.
I wonder if he's able to sniff out this crossfire, though. This is a really tough one to break. Smoke is well placed. It cuts off one of the angles for cello. But man, there's 1 man to his left and 1 man to his right in a perfect crossfire. Savage, not going to survive it. He needed that first kill much quicker if he wanted to break that crossfire, but it is INTZ picking up the 7-2. And the economy here for vitrioL is on its last lifeline. I think Pug will be the only one without an actual weapon. It might just downgrade to an ump. I say actual weapon, but I mean a rifle. And I think it's just going to be an ump. Or oh, no, he gets an AK dropped. And Savage is actually the one who ends up with the MAC-10. Okay.
Savage takes the hit, which is odd because he's top of the board for them right now. But, you know, I guess do what you will. Interesting decisions. He's going to get aggressive as a result, I suppose, out towards the fountain. or at least messing around in playground for the time being. There's a bit of a face-off in connector, but no one's going to be bloodied as a result, so it's just going to be a full standoff, and they'll fade away from the angle. Trying to throw a little bit of flash utility to gain some space towards Fountain. It's interesting, INTZ hasn't really contested out towards Fountain at all this game. They've been content to sit back in towards bathrooms, play in connector, and really hold past that first line of defense, if you will. And the backstab is timed perfectly.
Yeah.
ISP catches him with his pants down, and that's going to set up a bit of a flaw in this defense as there's a path straight to site. These players are bottlenecked up in the bathrooms, but it may not matter if they're given an opportunity, but that won't matter if they just win out the duels. vitrioL now 2 players up with 50 seconds still on the clock. They're looking very good to convert this round.
Yeah, and finally some sort of structures coming back from vitrioL. This time they're not making the same mistake. They have water control maintained, and they're going to be rotating safely. But man, there's a problem. Destiny's in a good position here to multi-frag, and this is not cleared out well. This could be problematic. There's the first 2 kills going his way, and he triples down on that defense. And Cello now coming in from heaven, and KNG on the flank, able to clean up. There was sign of hope there for vitrioL, but man, INTZ is looking strong. Destiny, what a hold though.
That was just like the trap, the bear trap, right? Destiny was waiting there all round.
Yeah.
He could feel that they were going to come at some point, and as soon as they step on that trap, he just clamps down on their leg and will not let go. 1, 2, 3. They peek in one by one. The third, he was even blind, and he still found it because he just has the lineup. And that monster tunnel is so powerful with the lineup potential. So they take the advantage towards A. They try and rotate and overpredict where they think the INTZ players are going to be, and having not cleared B at all, it comes back to punish them.
I mean, just a single flash there would have, on the entry, would have just denied that completely. Right. But and that's kind of like the minute differences, right, between these 2 caliber of teams. You'll find a lot of these mistakes coming in from the lower tier teams versus, you know, teams that have had years and many seasons under their belt in the pro scene. Once again, INTZ coming out here with a man advantage early on. It's KNG. Who's pretty consistent at finding those opening frags so far towards the A site, no doubt.
That he is, and once again, INTZ, once they take the initial engagement, they're just willing to fall back. It's that sort of hit and fall approach. Sand on the other side of smoke. As it fades, he's just going to tuck in close to the wall, and they're going past him. A bit of opportunity for the swing. Pug mistimes it, goes past him. He finds the kill, but the trade is there, and the second kill on towards site is going to be excellent to open up this bomb. They've got advantage once more. We'll see if they can take advantage. This time, it's Destiny in a 1v2. He was the man who decimated them on B. Now he doesn't have the advantage of them going through a choke point like Monster. He's got 2 targets to find. There's the first. Isolates him, but doesn't quite have the duel. Goes for it here.
Wow.
But Savage will win out with a quick shot to the head. So Destiny will not wreck their plans 2 times in a row. And vitrioL on 3, looking like they're going to do a lot better than my prediction. They're already actually showing up here pretty well, considering.
Yeah, you know, it just hit me. I actually do know these players. I've competed against them like a long time ago, back when I was a player in CEVO main. ISP, P2, Aaron's Fury. These guys have been together for quite a while. It's been a long-standing core.
Okay, the CEVO days, man. What a long time that's been.
And not with Winners League. Who needs CEVO? You know.
Who needs CEVO? We got better.
Bang bang.
CEVO.
No shots fired though. I support everybody around here, but here we go. Triple setup for INTZ inside of the connector, looking to hold it strong, but that means they have forfeited most of the A site. There's only 1 player that's standing here, and that's Yell with the Whoa, that Molotov looked like it came through the wall. That's weird.
He really thought it had bloomed in front of him, then he realized it wasn't touching him. There's going to be 1 player dropped in a second peek. Zand with a wombo combo with the upgrade to the AK. That's nicely done to secure connector and make sure they can't rotate the bomb through. It's going to chew a lot of time off the clock. The only problem is there's nobody from INTZ actually in the site proper. Cello's closest, and he's all the way checking to make sure nobody's coming through long. So that's going to be a free bomb plant for vitrioL, which is good because they kind of need to keep this utility up for the post plant. No contest here, though. 40 seconds won't matter. Their crunch is going to come in. 1 player up towards heaven and 3 coming from construction. But it may be too little too late. vitrioL put themselves in a good position to claim their 4th round.
Yeah, and especially with that use of smoke kind of block off that water control. But there are 2 players coming in on the flank, and I imagine the 4th player there will come late off in the smoke. Yell now leading the charge on the retake. He's pressing, he's pushing forward, but Pug's able to find 1 kill with Shandy trading out. 3 versus 2, turn 2 versus 2, and Pug just looking so sharp makes this very doable for his team. And as long as he survives, he has to secure it, Mike.
Just needs to play the time here. Shouldn't get too aggressive. Will eventually drop, but he's won it out. It doesn't matter. He's bled enough time off the clock. The cello, especially without a kit, can't even think about defusing. So it will be a lost round, though they do lose everybody. That's going to drain the bank. They'll have to completely reinvest. Fortunately for them, INTZ going to be on an eco.
Hey. Is this the sign of life? Have we been underestimating vitrioL?
I think we might have been. This is an opportunity to run back a few rounds, get themselves to, I mean, if they get to a 6-round half on T side of Overpass, this is not terrible by any measure. Maybe we counted them out too soon. Yell's just got a USP. He's stuck behind the rock, and it's like, set up a quick prayer and start peeking.
Okay, some damage.
Yeah.
Okay, suspecting Aaron's Fury. That's a free one. Shandy up close and personal. Gets flanked right before he's about to strike. That's unfortunate. Now Destiny's cut off.
Shots coming back, but it's cello at 2 HP. There's no chance he converts this through, you'd imagine. He's certainly going to try, though, and they're just going to be completely hightailing it away from him. Only 1 player remaining to try and do the damage. That's Savage. The rest headed towards B. They are showing a huge amount of respect to INTZ. They want no business with the remaining player. And that's the secure method. But cello, that's going to afford him the opportunity to save. And that's exactly what he's going to do.
I just don't think vitrioL has the money to afford any business to do with this. They're playing this correctly.
True.
They need all the money they can get, especially considering there's several rounds remaining in this half. They want to maximize their gun rounds for sure, no doubt. But yeah, that M4 saved up right here for cello. That's going to buy his team probably an extra weapon, especially considering Yell and KNG are sitting pretty thin. But vitrioL picking up a 5th round. I like it. Hope they keep going.
I think we got a game on our hands, Roy.
If this is the 2nd Brazilian upset today, I might lose my mind.
This would be even more dramatic of an upset.
For sure, yeah, no doubt.
LG and Royal were previously in the same league. You know, they've competed. They've had close games before. This would blow my mind. But hey, never say never. Never say die. We've got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a great round for vitrioL. Yes, there's a buyout from INTZ, but the utility is definitely the advantage of the vitrioL side, and there are no ops on the server, which is one of the big threats from that CT defense. That's a big limiter if you're INTZ. You do like that strong op presence, and it's not available. We've seen them go to the double op, indeed, and no opportunity to get that out.
It looks like the Brazilian side's posturing up for some aggression right now towards water. Shoulder to shoulder, but P2 doubles down. That's an amazing 2 kills. That leaves only 1 player on the defense right here, and that's Yell. And he's going to have to not only find kills, but survive. But there's so much utility, so many players coming in, and a great trade coming out. Shandy peeks off the contact, able to squeeze out 1 more kill before this retake, but this is still favoring vitrioL, Mike.
It certainly is. It almost feels like these players, they've just realized that they can actually kill the INTZ squad, and it's like, all right, we got him now. KNG wins out the duel with ISP. 3-letter names. And it's going to be to Zan. Try and bring this back through. Big pit. Now it's all on Pug. He's a man who's had some highlight plays so far this game. Well, he needs another one. Zan going to be the first victim to fall into 1v1. He knows exactly where KNG is coming from, and he'll line up the shot. Pug hitting the bullets and getting that 6th round for vitrioL makes this, frankly, a good half for them already with the opportunity to do more.
I mean, dude, Pug's insane right now. This guy is looking so sharp for vitrioL. And he's the one that doesn't have a tag up. He's not tagged up. Neither is Savage. Only 3 players are tagged up with vitrioL. So I imagine they're either stand-ins or potential new pickups. Heavy aggression coming out early towards Fountain, though. Many players in this side of the map.
Yell so far forward. He's going to find the first. He trades out his teammate, though, is the only problem. KNG is glass cannon opping. That's a risky prospect in the bathrooms, especially as they get close. He's looking for it, knows that they're coming from one direction or another. He hits 2, but not able to get the 3rd. That aim punch just too punishing. Can't get past the gauntlet of bullets because his teammates are there, and they're ready to play, and cello will do it all with the UMP. 9-6 is the final scoreline, but that is significantly better than I was expecting off of those first 5 rounds.
Definitely.
That INTZ just rolled over.
Yeah, definitely. They've gained some respect in my eyes for sure. And they look really dicey at first, but maybe they're just, it was nerves. Maybe they're just overthinking themselves, and now they're just kind of letting loose and just playing their game, not really focusing too much on the fact that they're playing against, you know, some big names in the scene. You can't take that away from INTZ. But this is a tough task in my opinion. CT side on overpass. If you don't have the fundamentals, CT side is tough.
It is indeed. This setup looks like it could be good. They've got that fast presence in towards connector. The problem is Pug's getting aggressive out towards construction. He's going to drop now. There's no one left in B to actually defend. So they're bottlenecked by this door. They have to get out connector. They're just getting picked apart by KNG. The plant will come through. And Savage is just stuck. He can't get into sight without getting destroyed. And it's all on ISP, who has 5 bodies to find. 2 already picked up. Okay. ISP may be here to play. And
he's taking
KNG,
so
the
little
monster,
damage.
out.
This is really possible. He's taking so little damage here. ISP stuck now between 2 players, and Cello able to find the kill. It is a round secured, an important one that vitrioL desperately needed to try to mount this comeback. But I think with this loss, the momentum will be for the Brazilian side moving forward. Now they'll have the AK-47s, a Galil, and double MAC-10s. vitrioL, this is a tough spot. Did they just force?
We saw it in the first half. We see it in the second half. I don't love it here. You really don't have the cushion to be playing like this. ISP is going to keep himself relatively clean to try and get that op up early, but what good does that do if no one else in your squad has guns? So they're going to throw a Hail Mary a bit here and just try and hope to bring one away with that force buy. And not a fan, personally.
Yeah, I think the safer route is never a bad idea. There's always like a bit of an element of surprise with these kind of buys, right? I mean, you expect the enemy team to buy MAC-10s to farm up, but MAC-10s against...
They already did it once, right?
Right, that's the thing. They don't have any head armor, so...
Like... Yeah, this could be very rough indeed. There's going to be 1 player long once he gets rolled over, if he gets rolled over. That's pretty much going to be the A-side defense crumbling, but he at least is the early warning system, so the rotation comes through, and he's going to tuck himself in towards that one-and-done spot. Let his teammates on site really take the brunt of the defense. With the help, that makes sense for ISP. They've actually got enough players here that they might be able to find something, but Zand is aware of it. He's ready for it, and he smells out that spot. Had a very good idea where he was playing from, made the call, and it paid off. There's going to be the peak on the second, and just slowly but surely, INTZ is going to dismantle this site defense.
Yeah, Shandy leading the charge. Is a second kill for him already, the MAC-10. Now it's just Pug and Savage, and I'm surprised they're even posturing to go forward. But hey, Savage picks up 2 kills. Those are just MAC-10s, I believe. The AK-47s and the Galil are still in play. KNG, though, not going to let this round slip away or get too costly from here. And there it is, the taps. Just, man, he's looking clean.
He is looking clean. That aim is just always on point. That certainly has never changed. 11-6 now. vitrioL, the force buy, that sets them back around, at least. Even though ISP saved for it, he's just going to, once again, they're going to pick up a little bit of pistol work. It's not even as good as it was last time. They've got 2 flashes. ISP has a deagle, but no armor behind it. Savage has the armor instead, so it's all just spread out. It's like butter. It's just a little bit too thin for the toast you got.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Let's make me hungry. I like that.
Right. It's going to be ISP all alone towards A. Last time it was him out towards long. This time he's playing in towards the bathrooms, and we're seeing that quick rotation. Why not? Gamble stack, right? All play together. Give yourselves at least some chance of taking through the round. I feel it.
You know, I do respect INTZ, though, very much for the way they're playing right now. It's like they don't even have their name tag available on right now. Like, they don't know who the enemy player is. They're playing the same way they'd be playing against MIBR. They're playing the same way they'd be playing against any caliber of team. And that requires a sort of mental discipline, right? A lot of times in North American CS, especially with, you know, like the young MDL rosters, is as soon as they're playing against people that are much worse than them, it kind of devolves into like chaos and it feels like a deathmatch server, right? Whereas INTZ is kind of just maintaining that structure. They're playing it to their practice as if it didn't really matter who their opponents are.
I feel like there were a couple rounds in that first half where they loosened up a little bit and then realized that vitrioL could actually answer them back in that form. And like, all right, guys, let's not do this. We gotta form up, make sure we win this out. KNG just making sure that that long flank can't come through. They're spread out to really give vitrioL no quarter. They're just trying to find the damage here. Sand mopping up one more, farming up a little extra cash with that Mac 10. Here's a spot for Savage. He's actually going to find a frag with it, a rifle. And I don't know that anyone's close enough to really be able to deny. It depends on which direction he wants to go. Oh, he's headed back
Destiny.
in. Destiny's ready for this. Destiny can have this.
Easy.
Destiny will keep that AK out of his paws.
Okay, 12-6. I think my prediction might be on track.
Well, your second prediction.
My dynamic prediction.
Your dynamic prediction. All right. All right. Dynamic prediction.
You can make predictions with conditions, okay, Mike?
I don't know. I feel like when push comes to shove, you got to put a number on the board. There's going to be a player in towards playground already. He's been spotted, and there's an op on the other side, so he's got to be a little more careful now. They're forward, and the flashes will push ISP back. This is what they were saving for, vitrioL, to get that off, to get all the rifles behind it. The question is, can they deliver? Early damage would seem to indicate yes. Ground has been taken by INTZ. They've got a lot of territory right outside the B bomb site, and players push back up towards connected. Destiny, if he clears this deep enough, might catch off Aaron's Fury. And Aaron's Fury tries to swing and almost wins out the duel, but it's just not quite enough. So the first piece is off the board.
Yeah.
Now, how do they respond?
Yeah, I mean, if Aaron's Fury was Aaron's Furia, he might have actually had that, but now P2's up next, and the headshot angle is just a little too strong, and Cello follows up with another. So now the defense is crumbling on all parts of the map, and the remaining two players here for vitrioL are left confused, Mike. They don't really know what to do. They're just funneled in sight. ISP's looking for any kill he can find, try to at least squeeze out some kills, and Savage looking to advance forward, but he's just a bit too nervous.
I don't know if he realizes that Destiny's already passed that angle, that he's tucked up against the wall. Savage does find a frag. That's big. It takes the lurk out, and the op now has to deliver. ISP gets the first. This could still work. It's a 2v2, and now they can group. The utility comes in to make them a little less comfortable, but the reposition towards Optimus is well-timed. KNG going to be checking for that rotation, and it's Yell who's straight into the site itself. KNG just holding. See if they'll hop up on the dumpster, but now he goes away from it, and maybe at the wrong time. ISP close up with the op, hits the shot. It's all to Yell, who's got 2 to find, and only 8 seconds to do it in. And vitrioL, they have picked up their first round of the second half, and what a time to do it. 12-7, they're even better than your prediction.
Yeah, 12-7 and a 2 versus 4 of all rounds secure, right? I mean, 9 times out of 10, INTZ secures that round, but ISP and Savage is in the right places in the right time. You can have the right angles, so there it is. Better than I expected, better than we both expected, and better than chat expected. We're all bad predictors here.
We underestimated them. vitrioL are showing us that they belong here, that they are ready to frag, they're ready to fight. That's going to be Savage mowing them down as they try and move out. Monster just decimated on approach. 2 players already dropped into the mud and the dirt. Savage gets naded by his teammate for his trouble, so maybe that was the play. But hey, it's a little congratulatory HE, you know? Second smoke goes in to secure it, make sure that nobody's going to be coming this direction, and B is closed for business. INTZ have to reevaluate and head back the other way.
The round slows down for now, at least. There's still so much ground for INTZ to gain here. They don't have any control towards the A site, so they're going to have to clear out party. They're going to have to clear out playground, long A, bathrooms, all of which they don't really have. Not to mention, they don't even have connector control, so that's still an X factor they have to consider here in their plan of attack. There's quite a bit of work to be done, but there's only 50 seconds left. This could get sloppy.
This could indeed. They're so bunched. Now they'll clear connector, so at least they've got that, but there's still 3 players in towards B. They're still got to clear out the vitrioL playing such passive angles that by the time they get forward to face the pressure, there's going to be only about 20 seconds on the clock. And that's what we're coming down to. It's ticking away. They've got to make their move now. They've got to make their decision. And they haven't even dropped the body. So they're going to walk right past Aaron's Fury. He's going to have the perfect potential for the backstab. Yell is actually his first victim, but here's the setup. They'll clear him out in the second on site, but it may not matter. 10 seconds. P2's in a position to deny. The bomb drops. There's no chance here. He just doesn't have the time to get the kills in the bomb plant he needs. Now no time for the plant whatsoever.
What?
Just killing everybody. But it'll be enough to stay alive, despite him getting that last frag with a nutty 4K with the op.
Man, you hate to see that. You hate to see an impressive
Performance like that end into a round loss. That is just sad to see. I can almost feel bad for KNG, but vitrioL just gave away so much economy on a silver platter right there. That was so unnecessary. The player on site had that secured. They didn't need to do that crazy thing that happened on after that. KNG, hero op, looking for the boost, looking for that early frag. Let's see this. Does it work out?
You love to see that boost.
Get out of the way, train.
The 4-man boost.
He's inching for it.
Okay.
He's inching for it.
You almost had it. I think they maybe have an idea that this is here. At this point, it's been popularized enough that everybody should have a general idea that it's possible. It's going to be KNG looking for a pick towards Monster instead, but the re-smoke means there's no chance he's going to find it. Maybe they find presence in connectors. Zan was thinking about it. He's dipping his toes in the water. But there's sharks nibbling around his ankle, so he's going to get out of there.
Yeah, they have one flash to make this work, too. KNG's trying to find the opening pick. And this op shot going on, that surely puts a little bit of the pressure, but Pug, he's sharp as ever, finds 2 kills before he's traded out. And Shandy with a bit of a free fire, and now Cello in. He almost got a kill with a Glock in water. That's crazy.
Crazy indeed. The op's going to do the damage. The flash is perfectly timed, and that's going to be delaying them further. Clock is once again becoming an enemy. This time the bomb is dropped, so they've just got to face. P2 is running and gunning and tearing them apart, and it's KNG with the op will be knocked down by the USP instead. Op can be retrieved, and vitrioL, they do keep 2 alive here. No more wiping of players off the board by KNG. And they close this to a 3-round gap, 12-9. This is looking like a very respectable scoreline here on Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, I think they earned the respect of everybody here. I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. vitrioL is showing prowess, all things considered. I mean, they might not have the best structure. They might not have, you know, everything lined up and corrected, but they are sharp, and I'll give them that.
A little bit of early dust-up utility damage. Just trying to keep INTZ honest, keep them off those aggressive plays. But there is a player in towards the playground. That's Zand. So kind of made his home here. Was in bathrooms previously on his own CT side, and he wants to get back to his old territory. But ISP says, no, this door is shut. We've got new ownership. You can't come back. You're locked out. So the rest of his team's going to be grouping up. They're going to recover his gun and get over this direction, but it may not matter, as that op is still holding strong. KNG will at least be able to upgrade. Get the AK up, get the full roster with rifles. But a minute now bled off the clock. They've got really nothing to show for it.
Okay. No map control and a man down. Seems like INTZ is starting to group up towards this monster pipe. Now they found a lot of success here, and Savage does not have the best of weapons to defend against this, but the flash is ineffective. It's not well placed. He's only able to get 1 before he's traded out, however. But there's still 2 players here, and the other 2 players are making their way quickly over here.
Pug at the barrels is going to swing, burned alive in turn, but the trades are good. KNG catches 2. It's all left to KNG. He's a man with heroic performances. He's got 25 seconds to find 2 more, and the bomb is out in the open, so there's no real chance of sneaking out that bomb plant. Rounding the pillar will be ISP, the man who opened the round to shut it as well, and it's double digits for vitrioL with a broken INTZ economy. This is a chance to tie the game, folks. This is going to be competitive down to the wire.
Close to tying the game. They have 1 eco ahead of them right here. This could be a free round as long as they're able to capitalize off it, but the tie would be a gun round. So they still have definitely a task ahead of them right here. And I think INTZ is starting to feel the pressure at least a little bit right now. Fast play coming out. ISP is feeling, now he's feeling the pressure. Many Brazilians coming at him, and he's got into connector with the op. I don't know about that one.
Well, they're bunched up, and they're being pushed from behind. KNG and Zan just apply the pressure and squeeze, and out comes delicious gun juice. So they'll upgrade with the op and the M4, and now they can spread and just keep these CTs bottled up so early in the round, and it's only 2 remaining. Pug and Savage kind of have to get aggressive, have to find something off of this. It's going to be Pug looking for a kill towards A. Savage tucked back in towards Graffiti. That's a tough angle to play with an MP9, Graffiti.
Yeah.
It's just such a long way.
Right, especially against armor. If they were on armor, that'd be one thing. But you do have to criticize vitrioL there for... I mean, surely they must understand the economic situation for INTZ, right? Must have known to some degree that it was going to be a heavy... Pretty much just full save for INTZ, minus the pistols and armor. Shots going off towards the A site, going to signify some presence towards A, but I think it's all just to cause confusion because the real hit's coming in towards the B site through Monster.
It's going to be perfect. Now there's a clock on what they can do inside. Savage has to reposition because he knows the presence can come through heaven. Pug is trying to clear that out, but it's just not going to be quite enough time. 20 seconds on the clock, though. INTZ, they've made this a little risky. They've made this dangerous for themselves, perhaps unnecessarily. There's still utility on these remaining vitrioL players. They can slow this down. 10 seconds. They've just got to go for this. I'm not quite sure why they've left themselves so little time, and here's going to be the spray. They've got to face the plant. 3 seconds. He's done it. He's won it. There's no time. He's won the round. INTZ, we thought they were going to pull a miracle, but Zan just dies after time, and that's so sloppy.
What the hell is going on right now?
You can't do that, INTZ. You don't expect that out of this roster. This is a pro roster, and they're giving up a round of time where they had a man advantage by just not pushing when they needed to. That hurts. That's a tough pill to swallow.
That is, I mean, to be fair, that is vitrioL back on track on the round that they should have had to begin with, but yeah, it was definitely in the favored position to close out that round. Big mistakes coming out. vitrioL, they're pretty comfortable right now, although the money could have been better moving forward, but hey, a round secured, that means a bit more room for error for them, and they're looking a lot better on the CT side than I thought. I'm not gonna lie.
They really are.
Yeah, it's looking very fundamental. Good comms, good positions. Everything is there.
Speaking of great performances, I think KNG's back might be starting to get a little sore.
That's why you use the legs, Mike.
Why you lift with the legs?
You always lift with the legs.
There's an expert on that. Strongest legs in the West. Early innate damage going to chip them down, but it's going to be ISP who gets chased immediately. No chance to get away. And look at this speed out of INTZ. They've completely readjusted the game. It's going to be a peek from Connector to at least trade, but the space towards the A site is completely wide open as the utility sails in. INTZ is going to quickly realize that the red carpet's been rolled out. Cello still has to retrieve the bomb and get there. And the CTs are rotating. So there was a moment.
Wait, Destiny's
They
here.
rotate a little bit too much.
Destiny surely heard this, or he must have heard all this commotion, right? They weren't really walking, they're running. They're still pressing towards the A side, but Destiny has such forward presence. Nice grenade usage, and Pug doubles down on his second kill. KNG picks one out of the sky. 2 versus 2. Cello rerouting with the bomb, Mike. This is going to be a 2 versus 2. A tough task as both players here on the defense are still in CT spawn.
At least both CTs have kits. Each side only has a single flash. The bomb's going to be planted, but KNG's, he's holding for that heaven peak. What a bold strategy. Holding all the way back. That'll allow him to play from Connector if it does come down to the defuse type. He can flash for his teammate as well. There's the late clear. Time is going to become the essence here. Cello slips his way into water perfectly, but now his position's known. It's going to be Savage who just digs him out straight up. It's all to KNG, who's trying to pepper out shots, but they're facing him. Nearly the lineup. Savage actually kills his teammate trying to spray down, so he's crippled himself in a way, taking out one leg, but he's going to do it one-handed. Bullies KNG down.
Oh, he did it!
With a last-second defuse.
Wow, if Savage lost that round and after a TK, that would have just messed up his mental for the rest of this game, no doubt. Oh my god.
We're tied up.
This is
Savage
a tie.
is so good, he'll kill his own teammate just so he can get the 1v1.
Oh my god.
This is madness. Could this be the second major upset of the night?
I will literally lose my mind. I will skip leg day for an entire month.
Oh, don't do that, Ron. Roy, you'll
Ron?
wither
Ron?
away. Ron, it's your business owner. He fixes copy machines. That's going to be an opening pick, though, for Zand as INTZ look to get this back on track. They're trying to right the ship, as it were, because it's leaking right now and full of holes. I've got to figure out how to plug said holes. Looks like they're trying a bit of a boost, and I don't think they've done this as of yet, so this could catch them out. P2 is close up, so he's not really a viable victim. They'll fall off. ISP, meanwhile, has grabbed Destiny, getting a little bit too adventurous over towards the other site. And now Yell's position is known, and that information is enough. P2 can fade away. ISP comes in to reinforce. There's no commitment from the bomb. It can still rotate. 55 seconds on the clock. INTZ, they've got plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, it seems like they're rerouting. They're not really liking the way B feels right now, especially with KNG and Yell applying still control towards the A site. I think that might just be the safer option for them. Now, mind you, vitrioL still has 2 players here. That's Aaron's Fury and ISP, who's been pretty good with the op so far. He's been getting all the crucial kills and finding the important picks, especially early on in the game. But let's see if he can find some more right here. Head to head against KNG towards long right now.
Nice shot. That's the first drop, but it is the low health player, so there's still something to work with here. Gonna be rounding the corner though. Zand is trying to bait out the shot, and ISP is patient, but that's all just to allow KNG enough time to close distance, and now Aaron's Fury clamps down. KNG has to do it all once more. He's been the hero for his team, but there's no time, and the clock seems to be the worst enemy for the INTZ roster. They can't deal with it in the late round. They let it go just a little bit too far and give themselves no margin for error. And once again, vitrioL claim a round.
Not only the round, but the lead for the first time. Wow, that is... If this is the comeback of the century, I'm not even kidding when I say that.
It really is. It almost feels like there's just something's broken in INTZ's brain where they just have this block. They're like, we can't be losing this. What's going on? Now Zand is just going to take matters into his own hands. Bowling out of Monster just to mess some players up. Yell follows it up as well. Bomb will be planted. This might be the correction that they needed. And there's no real money available for vitrioL, so ISP and Aaron's Fury, they're already going to be safe.
Yeah, and I think vitrioL's lost their entire loss bonus. Let's get a scoreboard check real quick to see that. And yeah, they've lost their entire loss bonus. So this actually might be a double reset here, Mike. This is the worst news for vitrioL.
All that work, and it's being undone in the split second of a round. Still, though, 7 rounds in a row for vitrioL is nuts. INTZ have finally put an end to it. But the fact that there's been 7 rounds in a row, and they haven't had any money kept alive, it's because they've never kept more than 2 players alive in a round. And a lot of rounds, they wound up with only 1 up. So it's been tough sledding. They will keep these 2 rifles up at the very least to battle into the next, I believe. Yes, there they go. So they got something to work with. But it's going to be desperation hours here. The question is, do they force here, or do they give themselves more gun rounds to try and bring this back?
I'd say they force.
They agree.
They have an op. They have a FAMAS. They could have an MP9 available. Possibly not just a single MP9. But yeah, I mean, even if they were to full save right here, they'd still be on a save the round after. So they might as well just force it. Increase their chances the most. Higher their potential success here. Moss, AWP, no SMG drop, even though ISP does have money. I think he might just go for the extra utility here. Let me get a scoreboard check one more time. So,
KNG on 34. Next closest player on the server is at 21.
yeah, that's
I mean,
disgusting.
that's monstrous. What's crazy and so indicative of the way that INTZ are just making the clock their enemy is that vitrioL are really lagging in frags. They're not even close. But they've won tons of rounds where they didn't necessarily have the kills purely because the clock...
Oh, the timing here for Aaron's Fury. He gets caught off entirely. As soon as he looks away, he gets pushed from the left. That is unfortunate. But an early pick coming out here for INTZ in what could be vitrioL's last gun round until the 15th mark for INTZ. So this is off to a bad start. I think INTZ is not wasting any time. They're just dumping utility, faking the default towards the A site, and instantly making their way back to B.
That's good to see, because wasting time has certainly been an Achilles heel for them so far this game, especially in the last few rounds. So that course correction could be just what they need. The op of ISP needs to get in a position to have some impact, and he's nowhere nearby, just lingering towards long. Instead, the hit's going to come on towards B, so it's left to Pug and Savage to hold them off. 2 Deagles to stop the onslaught of this Brazilian roster, and they're going to slide in towards the water to give themselves a little bit of positioning. But nades sailing in, utility to follow, and a lot of guns coming their way. How can they hope to hold on? ISP trades. He's on high. He's in position to provide a little bit of support. And KNG's looking to duel. Repositioning as well, but the flank's been caught off, and now it's just all on ISP and Savage to hold this defense. Savage trades 1, but he's lost the op on high, and it's all on this Deagle to get it done. Raining shots being chased from every direction, and the crossfire is his undoing. So 14-13, vitrioL have made such a game of this. They've come so far. They've tried so hard. But Roy, in the end,
Doesn't even matter. You know, sometimes it just be like that, Mike. Sometimes
to do.
the Shark KNG, the KN god in this circumstance, he's showing up, and we called it, right? We said he's kind of like the noob crusher. Not necessarily calling vitrioL the noobs, but when he senses inferiority, he's definitely there to pounce. But there it is, a stack coming in towards long A, and Shandy has a feast of stats and a feast of kills. 4 in hand. ISP, last man standing, and this round is over quickly and surely. And it is INTZ that will be picking up the 15th, the match point.
It's a nice little stat pad right at the end. Good shot from ISP, but he's not able to follow it up. Quickly traded. Map and match point. Here's the last stand. Are we gonna get another overtime? It's not out of the realm of possibility. There's the op for ISP. There's full guns elsewhere. They've got utility behind it as well.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's certainly enough.
It's doable. The only reservation that I have is that INTZ has enough money to sustain 2 gun rounds. See, if they were close to being broke here, I would say this is going to be overtime, but I think this ends 16-13.
Big P from Aaron's Fury. He lines up 1, not able to find the second, but that's going to be information. There's lots of presence in towards connector. His teammates are going to fall back as a result. Just wait for the players to crown above the stairwell and see if they can lop off their heads. ISP now threatened. He's pretty much alone. He's flashed into oblivion and run down. Couldn't find his way around the corner, and they will punish him for it. So that's the op out. He was the big player for them in several rounds, and now it's going to be left to the rest of his comrades to hold on. P2.
Yeah,
next
he's
to defend.
He's in an interesting scenario right here. Ooh, okay, I like that lined up smoke. I don't know if that was lined up or on the fly. That buys him some time at the least, but I think they might have an idea that he's there based on the trajectory. They're gonna boost over that smoke a little before it. Shandy takes down P2, and that's another piece of the defense that's been crumbled. Pug, Savage, these players have shown up many times.
They need to show up again. It's going to be Pug who hops up over the bomb box to find the first, but he's blinded at the wrong moment as a player just slides out long, and Cello will get the kill. Savage has been the strong performer for his squad. Well, now he's got to put them on his shoulders. He's got to lift them up and keep them in his game. An M1, a flash, a smoke. All he's got to work with in this round. No kit available to him, although there's probably one down somewhere near sight. The bomb will be planted, the numbers punched in, and now he's getting aggressive. They've heard him. KNG peeks. Cello swings. They're just picking and poking and prodding, and Cello is the one to put the finishing blow on. It got close. It got messy. We believed for a moment, but INTZ was always the favorite here, and they show exactly why in that last round. They put it to bed, Roy.
Yeah, they put it to bed, but man, you have to give respect to vitrioL. I feel like I almost owe them an apology for underestimating them so much. That was a performance. I mean, again,
I'll give them a golf clap.
This is a professional team they're up against. They're not up against amateurs. They're not up against players who are on their level. These are players who are like 2 divisions above them, playing this game for a living, you know, competing at literally the highest level, considered a top 10, top 20 team in North America, right? This to take them 16-13, coming back from what looked like a completely dominant first half, turned kind of sort of even, and the second half was just so on point for vitrioL. You almost have to give them respect.
You absolutely do. This is a spotlight that these players don't normally receive, and they perform big. I mean, it's always important to come up big in the games when you're really counted out, and that's exactly what they did, and that's what we love to see here in Winners League. When you have these underdogs who don't get to normally face this level of competition, they rise to the challenge. They go blow for blow with the big dogs. It's really encouraging for vitrioL season going forward. I'm going to be keeping an eye on them. These are players I'd never heard of, and now they're on my radar.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is like kind of like the whole point of Winners League, right? Is we're essentially a developmental league for a lot of these teams, right? We take teams from different calibers and we stick them all into one arena to fight for money, to fight for the prize, and most of all, experience, right? And to make a statement, right? Like vitrioL, for example, now they're on the board in everybody's eyes. So there it is, 16-13 against INTZ. That's a great, but they're going to have to show up. They're going to have to close out these games if they want to make it out of groups. But ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the action for us today. These have been 3 amazing matches. Could not have asked for any better. Mike, any final thoughts?
Those were some crazy games, folks. Thank you all for tuning in with us, and see you next time.
Yeah, if you guys haven't done so already, by the way, do follow our socials. That is Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook for Winners League, as well as my own socials and Mike's socials down below on Twitter. We would appreciate it. And then again, if you guys missed the action, we do have some replays coming up for you guys, and see you next time.
to the ground. You're dragging me. It's constantly. No, I won't make a sound. I love the pain. It sets me free. It's wrong, I can't think right. I love the bird below you, tell myself that this is the last time. It's wrong, I can't make right. Slipping off in the moonlight when I knew the truth. I hurt myself for you. On the ground, I know the truth. I know the truth. Ooh, now I'm on the ground. I know the truth. I'm shaking now, 'cause you say those things, then shut me out. Got no clue what you have found. I'm a rose in thorns, but you cut me down. It's wrong, I can't think right. I love the bird below you, tell myself that this is the last time. It's wrong, I can't make right. Slipping off in the moonlight when I knew the truth. I hurt myself for you. I know the truth. Ooh, now I know the truth. I hurt myself for you. Let it down, let it down, let it down, sometimes. Let it down, let it down, sometimes. These feelings inside, butterflies, fly with me tonight. These feelings inside, butterflies, fly with me tonight.
Breathe in the air, the light that surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far. Created a space, in my head it was empty. But I know that I want to be where you are. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside. The person that's inside. Believe me, I swear cannot stop because it is over. Live in the moment, living in a quiet place. To be everywhere, to be without a care. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside. The person that's inside.
Made of glass, it seems you're shattering, shattering the part of me, and I can take it. My heart is so hollow, the blood has an echo inside of my veins. My heart is so hollow, your voice is an arrow, making the pain. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow. I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the